Dear students, today let me discuss two topics, retarding wave plates and optical activity. Retarding wave plates means the optical devices which are prepared by double refracting crystals. A double refracting crystal having optic axis parallel to its refracting faces, which introduces a definite path difference between E ray and O ray. When light passes through it, the ray plane polarized beam passes through it, it splits into E ray and O ray, and when the rays emerge from the crystal, a definite path difference is introduced between those two rays. These things we discussed in the previous class. So retarding plates are also the plates which are prepared by such crystals, double refracting crystals with optic axis parallel to their refracting phase. And the path difference introduced between E ray and O ray after emergence depends on the thickness of that crystal. And retarding wave plates, they introduce a definite or a required path difference between E ray and O ray. In retarding wave plates, there are two types, quarter wave plate and half wave plate. What is a quarter wave plate? Quarter wave plate, it's again a double refracting crystal having optic axis parallel to the refracting faces. And that crystal is cut in such a way that the thickness, its thickness, that introduces a definite path difference of lambda by 4. That means path difference 90 degree or pi by 2 radian. So quarter wave plate is the double refracting crystal which introduces a path difference of lambda by 4 between E ray and O ray. Then the working of this quarter wave plate. How it works? A plane polarized beam is incident on this quarter wave plate. Let lambda be the wavelength. The light is incident normally on this double refracting crystal. Optic axis parallel to the refracting faces of the crystal. Now the incident light splits into E ray and O ray. The two rays, they travel along the same direction with the different velocities. So in case of a positive crystal, we know that VO is greater than VE. So that NE is more than NO. By refringence is positive. If T is the thickness of the crystal, and if the plate introduces a path difference lambda by 4, then NE minus NO equal to T. Sorry, NE minus NO into T is lambda by 4. These things we studied in the previous class. In the double refracting crystal, delta is NE minus NO into T. There we took the symbol as D. Here it is taken as T. For positive crystal, NE minus NO. Negative crystal, NO minus NE. So the quarter wave plate introduces the path difference lambda by 4. And this quarter wave plate is used to produce elliptically polarized light as well as circularly polarized light. See what the retarding wave plate, its explanation says. The retarding wave plate introduces or changes the plane of polarization of the incident beam. It changes the state of polarization. Retarding wave plate changes the state of polarization. That means a plane wave polarized light may be converted into elliptically polarized or circularly polarized or vice versa. So a quarter wave plate, it is used to produce elliptically or circularly polarized light. If the incident light, plane polarized one, suppose, see here we have the crystal. I had explained these things in the previous class. See crystal, optic axis parallel to the refracting faces. Suppose the incident plane polarized beam makes an angle exactly 45 degree with the optic axis. This is the optic axis. If the incident plane polarized beam makes an angle of 45 degree with the optic axis, then the emergent light is circularly polarized. Incident is plane polarized, emergent will be circularly polarized because this quarter wave plate, see this is the quarter wave plate, this introduces an extra path difference of lambda by 4 or phase of 90 degree so that the plane polarized light that becomes circularly polarized when theta equal to 45 degree. If theta is other than 45, If theta is other than 45 degree, in that case, the emergent light is elliptically polarized. This is how quarter wave plate is used to produce elliptically polarized light and circularly polarized light. Another type of wave plate is half wave plate. Half wave plate is again a double refracting crystal having optic axis parallel to the refracting faces, and its thickness is such that it introduces a path difference of lambda by 2 or a phase difference 180 degree. That plate is called half wave plate. And for a half wave plate, Ne minus No into T is lambda by 2. What is this expression? The path difference introduced, the optical path difference between the E ray and O ray. Ne minus NO T is lambda by 2, or T equal to lambda by 2 into Ne minus No. So the half wave, the double refracting crystal with the optic axis parallel to the refracting faces behaves like the half wave plate or acts like half wave plate if thickness T equal to lambda by 2 into Ne minus No. Lambda is wavelength of that incident monochromatic light. The incident light should be monochromatic. This is about the retarding plates, quarter wave plate and half wave plate. The half wave plate working is same as that of the quarter wave plate. The same thing here, incident plane polarized beam splits as E ray and O ray. They travel along the same direction but with different velocity. The thickness of the plate is such that the path difference is lambda by 2. And what is the use of this half wave plate? Half wave plate, it produces a plane polarized beam again from a plane polarized one. If the incident light is plane polarized, the emergent light is also plane polarized. If the incident light is circularly one, the emergent light is also circularly polarized. There is no change in the state of polarization. Why? Because the half wave plate introduces a phase difference of 180 degree so that the plane of propagation there, it is rotated through 180 so that there is no change in the direction of vibration or plane of polarization. It is just rotated. So plane polarized remains as plane polarized light only. This is about the wave plates, retarding wave plates. Now let us discuss optical activity. What is optical activity? It is the phenomena exhibited by certain crystals and solutions. When a plane polarized light is made to pass through certain crystals or solutions, the plane of polarization of the incident light is rotated through certain angle. The plane of polarization of the incident light is rotated. Suppose the incident light has got the plane of polarization in this direction. When it passes through a crystal, there will be the rotation in the plane of polarization by certain angle. This plane of incident light having plane of polarization in this direction, when it is rotated through certain angle, that phenomenon is called optical activity. Certain crystals, they rotate the plane of polarization to the right or in the clockwise direction. Certain crystals or solutions rotate plane of vibration or plane of polarization in the clockwise direction. Such crystals are called dextro-rotatory or right-handed. Certain crystals rotate the plane of polarization to the left in the anti-clockwise direction. Such crystals are called levo-rotatory or left-handed. So there are two types of optically active substances, right-handed and left-handed, or dextro-rotatory and levo-rotatory. Levo-rotatory is left-handed or anti-clockwise. Examples: crystals, quartz cinnabar, solutions, sugar solution, turpentine, etc. Now this optical activity is explained by Fresnel in his theory. In his theory, Fresnel assumed that when a plane polarized light passes through a crystal along the optic axis, it splits into two circularly polarized vibrations. The polarized vibrations are nothing but electric vectors. So the given incident vector splits into two electric vectors. These two electric vectors or these two vibrations rotate in opposite directions with same frequency. They rotate, the two circular vibrations, say I have shown here, the two circular vibrations. One is denoted as R, other one is L. The two circular vibrations, they rotate in opposite directions. This R rotates along this direction, L rotates in this direction. R is clockwise, L is anti-clockwise. But their frequencies are same. If the crystal is optically inactive, suppose the crystal is optically inactive, not active, means no optical activity. Example is calcite. Calcite is optically inactive crystal. In that crystal, the two vibrations, L and R, they travel with the same speed. They travel in opposite direction, but they travel with the same speed. Suppose there are 2 points. Let us take the points as P1 and P2. These are the 2 points. From where? R and L, they start. R starts from here, L starts from here. They travel the same speed. So they take the same time to go back to the same position. R to P1, L to P2. They take the same time. Means they reach P1, P2 simultaneously. So that there is no change in their path. What's the path difference? 0. So their resultant is along the same direction as that of the incident ray. Then they reach the points P1 and P2 in the same time. So that if you take these two as the sides of a parallelogram, complete the parallelogram, you get the resultant of that parallelogram along the same direction as that of the incident direction. See, this is the direction of incidence of the beam, plane polarized beam, and it's along the optic axis. It is along the optic axis. Now, that beam splits into R and L, right hand circular vibration and left hand circular vibration. The resultant is along the same direction. What it says, there is no change in the direction of vibration or direction of polarization of, or the plane of polarization of the incident beam. The incident beam and the emergent beam, they will have the same plane of polarization, same plane of vibration or same plane of polarization. That's why the emergent beam, direction of emergent beam is same as that of the incident, indicating that there is no change in the plane of polarization, no optical activity, no rotation of the plane of polarization. But if the crystal is optically active, say, when the crystal is optically active, the two vibrations, L and R, they travel with unequal speeds. So, suppose it is a dextrorotatory crystal, right-handed. In a right-handed crystal, the vibration R travels faster than the vibration L. So, VR greater than VL. R travels faster. So, because of this, in a given time, say T, in a given time T, suppose R comes back to this position P1, whereas L, actually it was here in this position, but instead of it moves this way, instead of reaching the same point, say P2, actually it was here, this L was here, and it starts moving this way. Instead of, in this time T, when R reaches the point P1 again, but L fails to reach the point P2. It moves like this. Instead of reaching P2, it just reaches the point here because L is moving slower than R. As a result, this much phase difference is introduced between L and R. A phase difference or a path difference is introduced between L and R. So the position of L is now this one, P2 is here. And if you complete the parallelogram now, these are the adjacent sides. So complete the parallelogram, the diagonal of the parallelogram, the resultant is along this. What it says, the incident beam, the direction of the incident beam is this, or the plane of polarization of the incident beam is this, and the plane of polarization of the emergent beam is this. And from the figure, you can see that this plane of polarization of the incident beam is rotated through this angle. It is now along this. It is rotated through this angle. It is 5/2. This angle, phase difference is 5. So that the plane of polarization of the incident beam is rotated through 5/2. And this is called as optical activity. Rotation of plane of vibration or plane of polarization by certain crystals and certain solutions. This is how Fresnel's theory explains the optical activity. This is the theoretical explanation given by Fresnel for optical activity. Why plane of polarization is rotated from, or it is different from the direction of the plane of polarization of the incident beam. And the analytical part of this one, let us discuss in the next class.